Taking a tour with the Model A truck up to Auburn, Indiana. Had 7,464 miles when we started. Well, it's the 16th of July, and we're getting ready to take off to Auburn, Indiana. We're going to go over to Arcana and meet one other guy from our Dayton Buckeye Club, Model A. And it's a national tour up in Auburn, Indiana, up into Michigan, Elkhart, Indiana. I think we'll have about 700 miles by the time we get home, maybe on the morning of the 22nd. So it's going to be a 6-day trip in the Model A truck. And we're going to hit some museums and stuff like that. So we'll have to get going. Okay, it's not quite as bad as the Beverly Hillbillies, but we got all our stuff loaded in here. We got a cooler, and our luggage is in trash bags in case it rains. And the box has got Model A parts and tools, a couple lawn chairs, cooler. All right, I think we're ready to go. All right, we're in the Model A. We're following Marty. He's up there, leading the way. We're on Route 49, somewhere north of Fort Recovery. Vicky's got her cell phone there, and we got a little Bluetooth speaker that plays our music off her phone. Marty's got a little talk about radio, so we can talk about him. And we're just seeing wheat fields and bean and cornfields. This is a little bit what the Model A looks like. Not a whole lot of room. There's Vicky, she's gonna let me record her. And we're doing about 43 mile an hour. All right, if we get up to Auburn, there'll be lots more Model A's. We're in Auburn at the National Auto and Truck Museum, home of the Future Liner. And I got to take that for a little spin. I think they had over $3 million in restoring this. And I think it's from the 1940s. I can't remember for sure. But GM used to take it around to promote car sales. Marty found his car, Vicky in front of the General Lee. This car had a pocket door, kind of slid in. A little this way. And just took some pictures of the cars and trucks that I liked, and some fancy ones outside. We're at the early Ford V8 Museum. And there's a bunch of 4-cylinders here. And we're just looking at everybody's car before we get into the museum. Here's what the front of the museum looks like. Early Ford V8. I think we're waiting on it to open up at 9 o'clock. This is something you don't see every day. This Jeep is pushing that big RV. I can't believe it. Little Jeep pushing a big RV. This is the only car we've seen pulling a trailer. I think it's a 1930s trailer he restored. Out front of the museum. Custom Tudor touring sedan, stainless steel. 1936. It said something like it was for the World's Fair. Stainless steel. I think it looks kind of neat. You can see yourself in it too. Built for the Chicago World's Fair, 1936. Here we are in Shipshewana. This mode of transportation predates the Model A's. I think that's a limo. What do you think?
Yeah.
Marty thought he was going to get away from getting in the picture. That's Marty. We came up here with him.
Things Raymond wouldn't put on his YouTube. He just said, we never have any trouble with this car starting. And now look at it. It won't start. We're here in Shipshewana and it won't start. I think it's because he said, we never have any trouble with it starting. So they're working on it.
Well, while we was on our trip, we had some hail back home. 100 acres of corn and 100 acres of soybeans got hit pretty bad with the hail. Hey, Marty, you ready to go this morning? Oh, there you are. Went and seen a covered bridge and ate in town. Trying to find out where to go next. Hey, we found some McFlurries. This is a 1930 truck, and I got mine right beside it, seeing all the differences. How the cab is rounded there, and his door opens all the way up on the driver's side. And he built this tonneau cover on the back, and it kind of hinges up. But mine's really square. You really notice the difference when you see his truck. The mirrors, how his is mounted on the hinge of the door. So you can compare. My mirrors are clamped on. Here's out back of the hotel. Quite a few Model A's. A couple over here. One there. One over there. And there's a couple on the other side with our truck. Hey, we made it to the Studebaker Museum. Vicky's going to take us a little ride. Studebaker Museum. One thing, that's the oblong headlights. A 1932 8-cylinder. It was $1,940 new. This is the last Studebaker in March 17th of 1966. They made it 114 years of vehicle manufacturing, and that was $2,405 brand new. 195 horse V8. Kind of brought you into the age of the modern cars. Four-door. That's a 37 Studebaker truck. And the green one's a 47 Studebaker truck. Let's see, the first one was $670 new. This one was $1,082 new. And that's a 42 Studebaker truck. And it was $1,262 new. Looks like it has the same turn signal mechanism as we got the Model A pretty much. And a steel bed, not a wood bed.
65.
We're at the longest covered bridge
Like
in
you love
Michigan.
each other.
We drove across it on our way up to Kalamazoo. Pictures were taken with an iPhone live. I don't know how to get the sound off of it.
The diner was originally from Connecticut, 1941. Did you see where it said George and Stephen thought they were on a boat, on a sailboat? Right by the Gilmore Museum, they were on a sailboat.
We're at the Gilmore Diner. Marty's order. Looks like we had a little wait outside. It's supposed to be like a 1941. There's Vicky, pulled pork. Marty, what'd you get?
Chicken salad.
Chicken salad for Marty, and that's what I got. Chicken salad and coleslaw.
I got chips.
Oh, Marty got chips. This is a D16 Cadillac, 1930. $5,325 out of the factory. They sure got a lot of chrome on it too, don't they? Model A dealership at the Gilmore Museum. Vicky got her picture taken with Fonzie. This is a quilt at the museum with all the Model A cars. 1928 truck.
Thank you. I can feel I'm sweating already.
Light duty.
Does this look like yours?
Oh, I like cutaways of the engines. This is a Model A.
Couple?
Paid this guy for some advice at the museum. Found out Vicky likes the visible gas pumps. Gonna have to get one. Windy, but here's a bunch of Model A's at the Gilmore Museum. I think they park up here and they can drive in front of the Model A. It looks like a gas station, and you can, our dealership, you can take your picture with your car. Well, starting the third day, we started having trouble with my truck. Well, I got the condenser out that we put in last night. I had a spare one. And had to take the distributor up to get to it because of where this manifold is. And I put my old carburetor back on. Marty had a spare one, but that wasn't the problem. Plus his was leaking. And I'm just got everything done I can. Truck going by. I'm waiting on Marty to get back with another condenser. Somebody said need the ones from O'Reilly, an FD77 Blue Street, 13 miles away. So Marty went to get another condenser for me. It's still sputtering, spitting, backfired, losing power. We had to push it off the road. And this morning we had a front left tire that was flat, so we changed a flat tire in a hotel parking lot this morning. So that tire doesn't have any air in it, but I had to put it on there to take it back home. This ain't good. Still backfiring and boiling water out of the radiator. Even after we changed the distributor. Here we are. 13 miles from Auburn. We're going every 10 miles and letting the radiator and engine cool off and adding some water to it. What do you think, Marty?
Yep, every 10 miles.
And we got 13 miles to go to Auburn, and we already got a hotel, and we got a dinner for tonight. But I think we're gonna make it. Maybe one more stop and then going into Auburn.
I don't see anything boiling over.
It's Friday night. This is all the people that's been touring ever since Sunday up here in Auburn. They fed us supper tonight. They fed us supper Sunday. I think there's like 80 cars.
The company renowned are the talents of designer Gordon Bury.
1931 Dusseldorf, and it was 14,500 new in 1931.
The drafting rooms darkened, equipment fell silent, the telephones and teletypes quieted, the emboldened
1933 Auburn. I just thought the color looked a little different. And it had 2 windshield wipers mounted on the bottom. Has a rumble seat. The little display thing they have for it. An Auburn 8105. And it had 2 horns. And the headlights are really big too. And I thought the bumper looked like a mustache. This is a 31. And they got an air conditioner in there too. I don't know if you can see it. I think they're from Virginia. We sat with them at supper tonight.
about grinding gears. I might be driving right now.
Okay, just made it home from our Auburn, Indiana trip. Oh gosh. Vicky's been driving. Do all right?
Yep.
Yeah, we just made it home. And decided to do the last 112 miles on our trailer. Son-in-law came up, and she don't get to drive much. Son-in-law came up and brought my truck and trailer up because just having too much trouble with the Model A, and thought maybe we'd do damage to it. So we're home now, and you ride the whole way back there? All right, before she wears the horn out, we better unload the luggage. Oh, we drove 564 miles, and the last 112 would have been on the trailer. Even with all the trouble, we had a good time on the back roads tour. Glad to be home, though. Spaceship. No, it's just a Goodyear blimp. Well, I hope you have a good year, too. Flying over the barn. Are you posing? Good to be back home to see the grandkids. This is the end.